What's going on, guys? Ryan O'Toole back here again, giving you guys another review. If you guys are new here, feel free to click that subscribe button and that bell notification icon for more reviews, reactions, rankings, and more movie content. Today I'm going to be reviewing a new epic fantasy film directed by one of the best directors of all time, Ridley Scott, and that movie is The Last Duel. Based on the novel of the same name by Eric Jager, in the cast of this movie you got Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, Adam Driver, and Jodie Comer, and it was written by Ben Affleck and Matt Damon, who did Good Will Hunting. In 1386, Margaret, played by Jodie Comer, claims to have been raped by her husband's best friend and squire, Jacques Legris, played by Adam Driver. Her husband, Knight John, played by Matt Damon, challenges him to trial by combat, the last legally sanctioned duel in France's history. Now, I was very excited for The Last Duel despite all the delays. It was directed by Ridley Scott. Now, Ridley Scott, one of my favorite directors working today. This guy does hit and misses. Of course, he did The Martian, one of my favorites. Alien, one of my favorite films of all time. Gladiator, one of his best films. Not only Ridley Scott directing got me excited, but the cast was incredible. Matt Damon, Ben Affleck. And Matt Damon and Ben Affleck have wrote this film. They did Good Will Hunting, one of my favorite films of all time, and they won the Oscar for Good Will Hunting, so that's another big reason why you should be excited for the film. And Adam Driver, too. Of course, Adam Driver is one of the best actors working today, and Jodie Comer was a rising actress. I'm very happy to say that The Last Duel is my favorite Ridley Scott movie since The Martian, back in 2015. Ridley Scott's back, guys. He did it again. Hopefully he could do it next month with House of Gucci, which also stars Adam Driver, which is crazy. But The Last Duel returns to the grittiness of Ridley Scott since Gladiator. That was like his last most gruesome film. It is very tough to watch, but it is so worth it. It is fantastic. Just the landscapes and just the shots of this movie, the cinematography, just fantastic. I can already see this film getting production design, cinematography Oscar nominations. It really depicts the time period perfectly. I want to shout out Darius Wolski. He did the cinematography for the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, and his cinematography in here is just dark but gritty and awesome. You really feel like you're in this time period, and it's Ridley Scott's direction. Ridley Scott, I would say, does his best job directing in a while since The Martian. And I loved the performances in here, starting with my boy Matt Damon. Matt Damon, I mean, he can't really go wrong most of the time. Most of the time, Matt Damon is very good, and he's great in here as the lead character. Just this grizzled guy. Once he finds out what happened to his wife, he wants to do anything possible to take it out on his former friend, played by Adam Driver. And that dynamic between Matt Damon and Adam Driver really is the forefront of this movie. Because going in, I thought it was Matt Damon and Ben Affleck that were the lead stars. But no, it is Matt Damon, Adam Driver, and Jodie Comer. And Jodie Comer is my favorite performance in the movie. She steals this whole entire film. She's going to get the Oscar nomination 100%, and I think she could possibly win it. She's fantastic in here, and this is an actress I'm unfamiliar with, except for Free Guy earlier this year, which she was great in, and I thought she was fantastic in here. Just seeing her perspective, her emotional disturbance after what she went through in this movie. My goodness, we'll talk about that in a second, spoiler free of course, but I just thought Jodie Comer was great in here. She gives the best performance in here. Adam Driver always is great, and his unlikable character is something to be reckoned with. Ben Affleck brought this swagger to his king performance in here as this lead dude that is also a guy you'd like to hate, and I just think Ben Affleck's hair color was weird at the start, but I thought his performance was really good. Just the screenplay in here is just a lot better than I was expecting, because usually with a plot line involving medieval films, it can get kind of boring most of the time, but the dynamics between the characters just made the film a lot more engaging to watch, especially for a 2.5 hour long film. Damon and Affleck, the way they write these characters, like you really can get behind the situations in here and just really understand the pain and tragedy of what goes on in this movie, which we'll talk about right now. It is really tough to watch, and I am warning you, if you're not into this type of movie, this is not the movie for you. If you're into that, just know going in, there's this one scene in the movie that everybody's going to talk about. It's really tough to watch. And it made it much more realistic. Just the performance from Comer, from Damon, from Driver, just made the scene a lot more just realistic. And the fights, oh my goodness, the fights in this movie are brutal. This definitely reminded me of Battle of the Bastards from Game of Thrones. Jon Snow versus Ramsay Bolton in that final act. Ooh, it gets bloody, it gets gruesome. And Ridley Scott is well known for his gruesome action, especially in Gladiator. It reminded me of Gladiator mixed with Game of Thrones with the battles in this movie. And I gotta give them a respect, especially filming this movie right before the pandemic started and it got delayed and delayed. And to finally see this movie a month before Ridley Scott's next film, House of Gucci, just makes me more excited for what Ridley Scott could do in the future. There are some lulls, especially in the first and second act, that aren't really as interesting as they should be. Some other characters I was interested in, like Matt Damon's mother character, maybe I want a little bit more from her. Just a little plot conveniences, it can get not interesting at points, and then it picks right back up again. Before I give you guys my final overall thoughts on The Last Duel, if this is your guys' first time checking out the channel and you enjoyed hearing my thoughts on this movie, definitely hit the like button, it helps the channel a lot. And consider clicking that subscribe button if you want to see reviews every single week, ranking videos. I talk a lot about movies, guys, and you're definitely going to want to be here and hit that like and subscribe button so that way you can keep up to date on my newest videos. The Last Duel is Ridley Scott back at it again with his great films, and The Last Duel proves that it is a very brutal watch, but definitely worth it. Performances are great. Action is brutal. It's going to give you what you want, guys. If you're not into these movies, then don't go see them. If you are, go watch The Last Duel. On my rating scale, The Last Duel gets an A. There you have it, guys. That was my thoughts on The Last Duel. What did you guys think of this movie? Are you going to go check it out? Did you love it, think it was okay, or did you hate it? Let's have a discussion in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching this review. All my social media links are in the description below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.